I've always been an avid camper, seeking solace in the tranquility of the great outdoors. My latest trip was to a remote campsite, nestled deep within the woods, where the only sounds were the rustling of leaves and the distant hooting of owls. As I arrived at the site, a sense of unease settled over me, like a shroud cast over my shoulders. I tried to brush it off as mere paranoia, but the feeling lingered, refusing to be shaken. As night began to fall, I started a fire, watching as the flames danced and spat, casting flickering shadows on the surrounding trees. The air was cool and damp, filled with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. I sat by the fire, trying to warm my hands, but they remained cold to the touch, as if the chill had seeped into my very bones. As I sat there, I began to feel like I was being watched, the sensation growing stronger with each passing moment. I tried to tell myself it was just my imagination, but the feeling persisted, until I could feel eyes upon me, boring into my skin. I spun around, but there was nothing there, just the darkness of the woods, seeming to press in on me from all sides. Suddenly, a twig snapped, the sound echoing through the stillness like a gunshot. I froze, my heart pounding in my chest, as a figure emerged from the darkness. It was tall and imposing, its presence seeming to fill the entire clearing. I tried to scream, but my voice was caught in my throat. Unable to escape, the figure drew closer, its features becoming clearer, until I saw that it was a man. His face twisted into a grotesque grin. He reached out a hand, and I felt a cold, clammy touch on my skin, making my blood run cold. And then, everything went black. When I came to, I was lying on the ground, my head throbbing with pain. The fire was out, and the darkness seemed to have deepened, as if it had grown thicker and more oppressive. I stumbled to my feet, desperate to get out of there. But as I turned to leave, I saw that the man was still standing there, watching me. I tried to run, but my legs were like lead, refusing to move. The man began to laugh, the sound echoing through the woods, until it seemed to be coming from all around me. And then, I saw that he wasn't alone. There were others, emerging from the darkness, their faces twisted into the same grotesque grins. I was surrounded, and I knew I was doomed. As the figures closed in, I realized that I had made a terrible mistake, coming to these woods alone. The last thing I remember is the feeling of cold, clammy hands wrapping around my ankles, pulling me down into the darkness, where the trees seemed to loom over me like sentinels, waiting to claim me as their own. I never escaped the woods, and if you're wise, you'll never venture into those woods alone, lest you suffer the same fate as me.